Hey guys, this is kind of random, but I'm gonna turn the volume off first. Okay, while I was at camp, one of my roommates, her and I were basically identical. Same hair, same face. It was just scary. And, we found it kind of funny because her dad came to pick her up to go on leave one day, and when he came to get her and she introduced me to him, he looked at me and was like, ooh. It was so hilarious. We laughed about it for the rest of the time I was at camp. And she texted me today, and the text says true love, and it has a heart, and it's like none of that fake bullshit. And she sent me a picture of her and I at camp. And that was actually like a couple days before I left camp. Lacey is honestly hilarious. The entire time we were at camp, we were like inseparable. And, well, my entire room was kind of like that. But with Lacey and I, it was kind of like just an insane instant bond. Like, we're both into tattoos, into piercings. We both had our belly buttons pierced. Both had no problems with do-it-yourself piercings. Even if our parents hate those. About week 2 or 3 of camp, I actually had a dream where her dad came to pick her up to go on leave, and when he did, he asked me who my mom was, and I told him, and he was like, oh no. And then the next thing I knew, he was on his phone talking in hushed voices, and then Lacey and I were suddenly at my mom's place with her dad, and it was after camp, and our parents were telling us that we were actually sisters. Creepiest dream of my life. But it would have been awesome if it had happened. But unfortunately, if that is the case, her and I will never know. But we still act like sisters. Her and I are so close. Like, it's insane. Something happens to me, I tell her immediately. Like, doesn't matter if it is with a relationship of mine or if it's about a show on TV or like, she lives just outside of Calgary, and I live just outside of Winnipeg. So her and I actually had a mutual friend and didn't even know it. We got like a week before I left, and her and I were sitting there, and I happened to mention Arikana. Yeah, there it is. And she was like, how do you know about Arikana? And I was like, well, one of my friends lives there. And she's like, what's their name? So I told her, and she's just like, oh my god, are you serious? I was like, yeah. And turns out she's friends with him. So when I got home, I texted him and told him, and the first day of school, he went up to her and he was like, oh my god, you know Courtney? And she was like, yeah. And he was like making a huge deal about it. And she was just like, yeah, she's coming out here for my grad this year. And he was like, she's coming out for grad? And he was like getting all excited. And he texted me and he was like, dude, why didn't you tell me you're coming out for my grad? And I was like, I don't know. Didn't really come to my mind. And he was like, well, it was like, I can't wait to see you. He's like, I'm so excited. And quite honestly, I can't wait to see him either. I haven't seen him in like easily 3 years. And him and I always used to be so close. I do not know why my computer keeps doing this really weird Zoom thing. It's so weird. But, yeah. The exact same thing happened though with my friend Catherine. The school I go to and the school she goes to are in the same division. And, one of the guys at her school, I used to date him, and she thinks he's a complete idiot. And sometimes he is. But, I texted him and I was like, LOL, I am totally in the same room as one of the people from your school. And he was like, oh god, who? I was like, Catherine. And he's just like, oh shit. So for the rest of camp, her and I were talking behind his back. And he got to school and he saw her and he's just like, you know Court? And she's like, yeah. She's like, of course I know her. So, it's kind of funny how everyone you meet is somehow connected to you and you just never know it. But I really do miss camp. Although, I should probably get back to Criminal Minds because it is pretty much my life at home. Other than training for biathlon, which I still have to do. So I better get going because I have some running to do. Wish me luck.